The video is a little dark, but that's fine. I contemplated going live at all, and the day has flown by. Started off as a self care day, and I wanted to take this moment and opportunity as this is not only Father's Day, but it's also Men's Health Awareness Month, June. And we just so happen to have passed Juneteenth this past weekend. And shout outs also to 50 years ago, just in general for the year. I wanted to take this moment to uh, celebrate Father's Day in sort of a different way. Shout out and salute to all the biological fathers out there, but also shout out to father figures. Shout outs to anyone who may not have biological children but has made an impact with your purpose, your presence, whether that is through direct, you know, connection, whether that is through your job, and you might be a teacher, a coach, um, an older sibling, a relative, or just not knowing that you're just in the community doing your thing and you have eyes on you and have no idea. So, salute and respect to all the fathers and father figures out there. I had a moment last night, and it is a moment that is real for me, and it is very sensitive for me, but I want to share it. And that's why I'm going live now. There is someone, his name is Benjamin Baylor. Benjamin Baylor passed right before COVID. And I want to say they said he was a passed, excuse me, from a heart attack or something like that. It was right before COVID. He probably had COVID and just nobody knew what it was yet. Hi. Um, Benjamin Baylor. Um, he was my first father figure from the time that I was a young child and could have balance, walking, talking, eyes to see. He was my mom's boyfriend at the time and the first man that I remember. And I didn't meet my biological father until third grade, and that was around 97, 98, 97-ish, 96, 97. And with it being Men's Health Awareness Month, we don't think about the things that are suppressed, repressed. We don't necessarily think about things that are impacting us or just that has had a lasting impact on us that we didn't realize. But in this case, I didn't know that these emotions would happen. They had a very delayed, I don't know if it was between fasting, detoxing, or just life events recently that had me um, feel this way. But after Ben and my mom broke up when I was growing up, like I still came around. I still reached out. I kept in touch with him. Like I didn't miss a beat. I, I was just like, yeah, like that's messed up that y'all broke up. But, hey, what's up, Ben? um, and I guess I'm bringing all of that up to say that even after, our parents move on with their lives, our the connections that we, you know, the relationships that we um it's a tough sentence to say. What, move on from? Have to say goodbye to? But I didn't. I don't know if I was stubborn. I don't know if I was delusional. But I said all of that to say I been never been never lost his place. Even after years of no communication. Somewhere between high school, graduating high school and college, that 4-year window, I went to go see him, and he never turned me away. He never made me feel unwelcome, but the energy was different that last time. And I don't know what made it different. I don't know if it was just the day, his mood, how I made him feel, or if, it was like he's grown up now and I'm grown now, and I'm still on what I was on at 4 years old. I never got to say goodbye. He's no longer here on this earth. And I can't, blame him for anything. I can't call him out for anything. I can't say that he abandoned me because he didn't. He didn't owe me anything. And I wasn't his child. biologically. But in my just personal reflection recently in journal entry, I wrote that he was my first dad. Like I said, I met my biological father when I was in the third grade. So, you know, you know, that was exciting at the time. And I went on that route. I have asked myself, why I pursued broadcast journalism as hard as I did, radio as hard as I did, just chose the path that I did, just rapping chords. I'm always rapping some sort of chords and some sort of technology and media long before social media. And it is because essentially of Ben. Ben worked in the athletics department. Um, and was a DJ on the side. And he was just so cool. I technically was his little assistant because I was always around and I helped with everything. And everything felt like a field trip because his job was cool. You basically run the athletics department. So you're always around sports and basketballs. Like you're who everyone in the athletics department comes to get all of that. Um Volleyballs. I would help him set up for everything. There would be different classes that would just need setups, and I would be right there with him to do it whenever I was there. A day off from school was like, whoopee! And here we are, almost, what, 30 years later? And I'm having these flashbacks on Father's Day and completely just heartbroken. There is a photo of me and Ben at one of my birthday parties. I may have been 3 or 4. And every time I see that picture, it moves me in so many different ways. First off, it's one of the only a few pictures that I have with him, but it's also a picture at my mom's job with the background showing the neighborhood. The neighborhood is not only where my babysitter was at the time, but the neighborhood was also my biological father's neighborhood. Who, when I finally did meet him, I was like, this whole time you was across the street? This whole time? Um, And so it's just weird because here I am with this father figure who I'm honoring today on Father's Day. And on my actual biological father, I wish him the best, but we are not in touch by my doing, by me. And I can say at this ripe age of now I'm 38 and have lived life a little bit. What I can say is, first and foremost, thank you, Ben, for just being there and never turning me away and welcoming and embracing me as I grew up and adapted to life and just for allowing it to be what it is. In perspective, y'all, imagine dating a lady and her child never leaves you alone after y'all broke up. And that was me. You move on to relationships, maybe even get married or engaged. The lady moves on, relationships, has other kids. And I'm still looking at you like, hey, Ben, moving up to elementary, middle school, high school. And I'm still buzzing around like nothing happened. And I guess by the time I got between 18 and 20, and I just popped up, maybe he didn't know how to like process me. Like by that time I was 6'3", beard and everything. And he's like, I don't know what he was like, but I do know I never went back. After that, life got crazy and we lost touch. And next thing I know, 20, 2020 hits and I'm informed that he had a heart attack. I don't know how old he was, but maybe in his 50s. And I never got to say goodbye. So Father's Day is always tough for me. It's very complex because my life is weird. It's like, in this case, I have a dad, but I don't. Do I have a dad, but I don't? Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Um, so that's that version of Father's Day where we're celebrating. I'm in this moment celebrating, father figures who may not be biological fathers, which I'm in the category of because I don't have any biological children. I am an older sibling who helped my mom raise my younger sibling, who I no longer have a relationship with. on my doing. I cut that off. Um, I um was a big brother to a lot of people, energy wise, and it felt like I had children in certain seasons of life for what I was pouring out. But no, I do not have any biological children. I've been a teacher where, you have your students and everyone doesn't have a father and you're that father figure. So shout outs to the teachers out there. Shout outs to maybe the uncles, coaches, and again, father figures. And of course, always shout outs to the actual biological dads out there, daily dads, just doing their thing. So for me, I'm always quiet on Father's Day because it's just complex. It's just complex for me. The next part of that discussion, why is this such a sensitive subject? The development of manhood and all that comes with it. If I were to paint a picture, I would say think of the greatest like hate and smirk, right? Imagine what that face looks like. Like just a look of disgust. That look of disgust is a stare that I used to see growing up, different places, but it was a very familiar, evil stare. And it would come from different, places. I'd overhear it, I'd see it, and I'd always wonder, like, what are y'all so mad about? Now, take that picture, and for all the fellas, I want you to think back to your first time walking into the barbershop with your mom or whoever took you to the barbershop, and you had to walk down that aisle in between two rows of just the loudest, scariest looking, most intimidating row of dudes, and they were all barbers, just cussing and just hella masculinity and testosterone, just flowing, cussing and everything. Um, how intimidating that feel. Now I know how I felt what my experience was, but I was very intrigued when I started asking after I became a barber, asking my clients and other people about this experience. And they said it was intimidating for them too. um, I only bring that up to say, almost like x ray vision. I used to get certain stares and used to wonder what it was. And if I were to fast forward, the short answer is bastard. Bastard. Men of a certain, I don't want to say caliber, status, level, type, archetype, personality type. I don't know the correct word, but have like an X-ray vision on manhood and man principles, things like the nonverbals that they teach you in the world and game of respect, like a firm handshake, eye contact, all of those things, you know. And when those things are limp or swayed or outside of that image or expectation or structure of what strong is, that evil stare would happen and happens. And the whole time we don't know what it is, but essentially the look of disgust and what someone is calling out is bastard. They're looking at their child and they're saying fatherless. And they're saying it's evident from whatever, from either their walk and someone not straightening them up, regardless of their sexual orientation, but just straightening them up and just, hey, straight, you know, how to walk, how to talk, firm handshake, eye contact, respect, godliness, cleanliness, take care of yourself, respect your parents, honor thy father, thy mother, have some principles, have some foundation, have some morals, have some values, have some goals and objectives, you know, spiritual foundation, all of these things. And I just find this era and this generation very further complex than it already was because we have this era of now toxic masculinity where I think masculinity has been attacked and needs to be reinstilled because it's so absent, regardless of, again, gender and sexual orientation. We're talking about like manhood, structure, foundation, the need for fathers and father figures. Um, People like Ben, um, for children like me, raised by single mothers, someone who's open minded to date a woman with a child to begin with. And I embraced him and he embraced me. That's how I know it real, because I get choked up every time I think about it, talk about it. It wasn't right. I never got to say goodbye. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. So, Ben, I just thank you again. And because I never took time to acknowledge you on any Father's Day, I just wanted to this time. And I am also a creative working on a project that I did ask myself and got the answer one day, like, how am I? Why am I doing what I do? And it is because of you, my first influence. I'm mocking, re emulating what I saw you do. And I miss you. I love you. Grateful for you. Forever. It took so much for me to feel this way and to not feel neglected because it's all gratitude. Acknowledge you didn't owe me anything and you gave me the world, what felt like the world to me. And that was a dad, a present dad. When y'all were together, and then someone who was just welcoming for as long as I maintained the relationship and popped up, I was not shunned or turned away. And I thank you for that. Ooh, that was 30 minutes. As a broadcaster, I wanted to go live today and want to be doing this, as a career. I never professionally, monetarily earned a living off of this career path of radio and DJing with this passion that started with Ben. But it is my inspiration for my creative pursuits and my foundation. Why I'm still to this day out here trying to get my podcast off the ground. And it is because of that man right there. So I don't know if it was a dream or just his heavenly spirit in angel form reaching out, or if I was just being delusional. But he was definitely on my heart and mind. So happy Father's Day, Ben.